Alright, so this video is going to be a little bit different because currently I'm cleaning up my room. So yeah, the audio might not be the greatest, and I'm doing this the night before this is supposed to upload. So kind of doing it last minute. I did make other recordings, but they're not lost, they're just bad and too long. But basically, this is the entire detailed rundown of my 2024 plan of uploads onto YouTube and also Rumble. I'm just basically going to run through a detailed version, and if I make mistakes during this, then oh well. I'm only going to do like slight editing probably, because this needs to get out in like, well, it's actually the 28th today at like 20 to 3 in the morning, and this needs to go out roughly the same time as I put the other video out. Going through the 2024 rundown, obviously January is kind of just through already. Brief, really, I'm going to run through that. So the 14th I explained or showed off these overall plans, and obviously now on the 28th, I'm basically detailing it a little more, and giving a little bit more context throughout the year. For February, what I'm going to be doing is Liam's monologue. So I've got a little update from actually when I did record this initially. Basically, what I've got to do is have the entire script off book for the 6th of February, roughly. So that'll be fun to get that ready for. The monologue is kind of like another part I just need to kind of mostly memorize. But I'll be doing a full monologue. I don't know whether I'm going to be doing it as audio only and just have some random background gameplay, or if I'm going to be doing it on camera. I'm not entirely too sure yet. As for the end of February, I'm going to be doing my first playthrough of the Modern Warfare 3 2023 playthrough. I've played it for the first time, because I've not touched it since the beta, and that was the final day and the only day I actually played it, and got that to level 30. Call of Duty says I got it to 29, but I remember specifically getting it to 30, but whatever. I don't know whether I'm going to be pre-recording it for that day, and I'm going to record it probably sometime during February, or if I'm going to do it literally days before, which is a time crunch, because I've got a play to do like the following week. As for March, I'm going to do a time lapse of a journey. Now, I'm not too sure whether I'm going to be doing a time lapse, whether that be a recent one that I did, or I don't know if I'm going to be doing one from Bridgeton, which had a bus open day, and many people that I know I love buses. I don't know, I just grew up with them for a long time, so I'm just kind of going to stick with that probably. And then the end of March is going to be probably just a mashup collage of Season 1 or pre-Season 1 zombies. I could include Season 1 content as well, so there's not enough to go through it, but I did play the zombies a fair bit, so I could probably show off a bunch of glitches and bugs that happened all the way up to Season 1 Reloaded. But it's definitely going to be pre-Season 1. Now moving on to April, because I need to get the image up. Start of April, just Easter updates. Just, celebrating a bit of Easter and stuff. I don't exactly know what I'm going to do for that yet. Do something special maybe, or I'll be doing just casual updates like celebrating Easter, just sharing something Eastery, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to do. As for the end of April, I'm going to be doing another monologue. Now, I don't know whether it's going to be one that I've done in the past that I'm going to do, or at least the past at this point of recording, or one that I'm going to do in the future, whether that be between now or up to that date at the end of April. I'll add in here as well, just because I'm going through them. 14th and the 28th is consistent, because 14th is roughly the halfway point through the month, and if this was any other time during a non-leap year, the 28th would be the last day of the month, and usually I would probably do it a lot more equally at times, but where I would do it like a certain weekend or something like that, or like ever so often. But to keep it maintaining consistent, that's what I'm going to be doing. So people won't be able to watch the videos all the time immediately, but that's fine. I just do this for fun. In May, I'm just going to do some channel and project updates, because obviously, as you can see further along, which we'll get to briefly, there's going to be some gameplay updates. So I don't know whether I'll be showing off like any content that I've made for it or any editing for that yet. But yeah, it's just going to be a brief rundown of what I've got planned for them, especially because the following month is my exams, or I guess not exams because it's next gen. It's more practical, but basically I'm going to be a lot more busy, especially during the month of May and June. especially at least early on. And obviously at the end of May I'll get a gameplay compilation out. June, birthday celebration, because it's the first half of the month is my birthday. I don't know whether I'm going to stream that though, or if I'm doing something different. As for the end of June, I'll do another gameplay compilation. But again, with these two gameplay compilations I briefly mentioned before, I don't know whether I'm going to be doing like a kind of music overlay or just like gameplay synchronization like I did previously with a Go project that I did. That's going to be the kind of rundown all the way to the half point of the year, because at that point I've actually got a bit more free time. As for July, time lapse of a journey. Again, don't know whether I'm going to do Bridgeton or a recent one. As for the end of July, another gameplay compilation, because I don't know what my plans are going to be for July, especially heading into August as well. So I'm going to kind of ease off some of the content at sometimes as well. As I mentioned, obviously the start of August, a new monologue. Again, don't know if I'm going to do an old one or a brand new one that I've just found at the time. August, I'll just obviously give channel and project updates for anything that I've got coming up, such as the start of September, which we'll get to in a sec. The channel and project updates is mainly just to say, you know, yo, I'm starting college again, so there might be a lot of consistency or inconsistency at times, and hopefully the projects stay on time, but no guarantee. September. So the month prior, roughly August 9th, as far as I'm aware, there's a new movie coming out called Borderlands, and that's based on the video game series. I want to watch it because I like Borderlands, and it'll be interesting to see how that connects to, if it's going to be properly connected to the main games. I just mainly want it to be good. That's my point. And then the end of September is another monologue. Try to space that one out a little bit. Moving on to October, another time lapse. I've said it before, don't know if I'm going to do one or the other. October, we'll have a gameplay compilation, and I'll likely be doing a Halloween edition, which will most likely have music. Not something like spooky, scary skeletons, right? It's nothing going to be something like that. I'm obviously going to have to do copyright-free stuff. And obviously, if I need to add extra details, then I'll do that. Gameplay compilation is mainly going to be like horror-themed games and stuff like that, so hopefully throughout the year I'll be playing a bit more. Hopefully when Phasmophobia 1.0 comes out. I've got some ideas for music that I've got, but no idea if I'm going to stick to that one specific one that I've got. As for November, another time-lapse. Again, I have no idea what's going on at this time, and around that time anyway, I will be preparing for a show again, most likely. So it's kind of restrictive on some of the content, and I apologise in advance for that, but it's the best I can do, especially because there's no idea for me to actually have a consistent upload. End of November, we're going to be doing a monologue. Again, said the same before, we'll do it again. December is just how the new COD game is so far. I do like Call of Duty, right? It's not the greatest as of recent CODs, and it's not kept me maintained, especially with lack of zombies for the majority of them, especially in Modern Warfare 2. I bought the game, played it like 5 times throughout its life cycle, and just never touched it again. There was just a huge gap of when I originally first played it, and I just never touched it since. I was hoping to maybe put a compilation together, but of me playing the game, having best moments, but yeah, look how that turned out. But the game will have been out for roughly a month at that point, so I can at least give like a month later review, hopefully. I don't know whether it's going to be the end of October or the start of November that the game comes out, so that'll be one thing to look at. So that just gives it a bit of time anyway to adjust, and hopefully if there's any last minute changes I need to make or add on, especially if season 1 comes out at that point, we'll find out. And the end of 2024 is just going to be a compilation of things, whether that be just me talking about, you know, the best parts I've done and what I could have done better and the time for it and stuff like that, just looking back essentially, or if I'm going to have like a kind of compilation style. I'll see how the content goes at the time and I'll figure something out. It's just to kind of round off the year anyway, so hopefully this is a okay video and fairly detailed for about 12 minutes worth of content. But I will add on here just quickly, this is a roughly planned schedule. It's not guaranteed that this stuff will come out on time and will likely come out at all. There can be obviously changes to like hardware issues, or maybe like the Borderlands movie, for example, being delayed. That could change my entire project like layout. That there can be changes, because I did have other stuff that I did have up, but I've kind of just scrapped it because I thought it's a little repetitive, a little strict for time. And yeah, so I kind of just want to do more of my own content and stuff, and more of my things. It's not going to be the highest of quality, but you get what you get. But there's a number of reasons that this stuff may not come on time. And I will add on, if there are any trailers, this is also not a guarantee, but I may also do, if I have bigger projects like the Go project, where I have like an actual trailer coming out, but that'll likely be about 7 days, up to 7 days prior to the actual upload. We'll I'll figure something out. Thank you for listening to the details. Up next is my monologue. Technically not mine, but still.